If you know me, you know that every once in a while we gotta branch out into some newer releases. And today, I actually want to take upon this one myself. Sometime last year, Lil Yachty dropped "Let's Start Here," just a very psychedelic inspired album. It kind of threw everyone off. I don't think that there was even much promo for it, and I was actually gonna react to it as my first video, but I got impatient and I listened to it before I started my YouTube channel. I did enjoy that album. I mean, I think some hip hop fans listen to that album, and it's a lot of their first alternative experience, so they kind of call it amazing, album of the year, just because they don't have really any prior knowledge into any neo psychedelic. I'm excited for this. From what I've seen a few opinions on this record. People are either praising it or saying it's half-assed and just not really there. Number one is Save the Savior.
Nigga, I told him it's all mine. No ifs, ands, or buts. I told my agent I wanna be treated just like a slut. Pay me directly after. Close the book with a folded page to keep the chapter. Told grandma how much my chain cost, looked like I slapped her. Did a couple roles, but in my raps I'm not an actor. My BMX a straggler, she happy that I saved her. My mama in a castle, I love her so we neighbors. My sister cooked with flavor, it's sweet but didn't savor. He had a sack then waver, my ex think I'm a player. My homies think I'm a player, I rock more plain Jane. Somebody save the savior, somebody save the savior. Somebody save the savior, somebody save the savior. Somebody save the savior, somebody save the savior. Well, who's got them the way I've got you? If the day, 'cause my back is broken by the end of the day. From carrying you, not some, but all of the ways.
I was a fan of that very minimal production, especially on the later half of that song. Probably wouldn't agree with me, but I think the way that Lil Yachty's energy just kind of sort of came in on the song with no fear, I actually did kind of admire that. I think what James Blake was talking about in his verse and what Lil Yachty was talking about in his verse weren't really tying together at all. Yeah, I think my biggest fear as this record goes on is how much chemistry that they're gonna have, but I think every time they click is gonna be beautiful. That was nice. I think in a car that would hit different.
But if I try, I can't subside again. If I fall on Valentine's, pick me up before I land. Living in gray.
You think you're ambient? I love those supporting vocals though.
Everyone behave just like me. We'd all be lonely. Love's a night.
Damn, if this came out my sophomore year of high school, I think that this would be like the greatest album of all time. 16-year-old David is getting fucking peppered to this. I think I like that song a lot more than the first one because I think that, Blake and Yachty were definitely complimenting each other songwriting wise. Everything that, Lil Yachty, said about love, James Blake isn't about that. Everything that James Blake said, Lil Yachty's kind of the polar opposite. So they kind of did each other really nice on that song. A lot of Burial. I was hoping those drums popped out in the mix more. All right, we need to be confident about these drums, guys. In the end, I really just wanted to feel that shit, and I kind of didn't. But I guess we're going for a more spacey, ambient vibe on that one. Let's get into 3 now, which is Midnight.
Sunrise, after the sun falls. Then you'll be back in mine, you'll be back in mine. You can hold on to midnight. Being yourself this side of midnight. I was big, but you're the only one who saw me tonight.
Kind of revealing a sensitive aspect of you towards one person, and that person kind of doing the same for you. I think the writing on that is actually pretty beautiful. I'm sure Yachty's playing a role in the production. I like that, and I think that James' vocals at the end of that song was actually beautiful and probably the highlight so far off of the album. The second half of that song I thought was great. I don't know what the synths were trying to do in the second half. For a second I was like, all right, listen, I think on Let's Start Here, I think a big thing that I loved about that was how he kind of took the backseat in a lot of production aspects, but I think a different tone of singing would have sounded better on that song. I've heard him sing at a lower tone. I wouldn't have I just, me personally, I would not have went with the high pitched vocals at all. And it's honestly the mix in the beginning of the song was kind of crazy. But I did think it ended off pretty strong. Some tricky parts of these first 3 songs, but overall I do enjoy them. Let's get number 4 now, which is Woo.
Caught in the middle of the fire, heat is hot, I'm chasing desires. The rubber is burning the tires, moving too fast, blurred direction. I relocated my section, my ex broke up with me through texting. Felt that in my flesh and blame myself right there, no question. Look like settlements, one of my dogs hooked on amphetamines. Yo, if you let me know I'm going crazy. I've been running out of energy, chasing us.
If you love me, let me know, you can show me. Any way you wanna show it, I've been lonely. It's a hard day's night. Alright. When you call me, I've got no energy to fight. It's not that I don't care, I just spend it all on my life. On my life. It's not that I don't care, I just spend it all on my life. On my life, on my life.
And I drove, from the crew, and I drew. I was spinning for your love. I was spinning like a drug, trying to chase what it was.
I think Yachty's flow on that was actually pretty nice, and I think it went over the production really well. The thing I noticed about a lot of James Blake verses is that it takes me a second to get into them. It takes me a second to like appeal to me, but once he starts to get into a little bit, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is nice. I'm like, yeah, this is nice. I love the vibrato that he had on in his vocals during that. I feel like that was nice. That was just a great one. That was just a great song to me. Number 5 now, which is the title track.
Feel it flowing through my veins. Blood. Feel it flowing through my veins. Blood. Feel it flowing through my. Did you ever love me?
God, that harmonizing is good, actually. You know what album I want to listen to? So I'm sorry to talk about another album off the rip after listening to that, but I've been getting a lot of like ambient video recommendations, like a Silent Hill ambient. I've been recommended the Silent Hill soundtrack before. I just never really, I haven't had the time to get into it yet. But I have checked out the Silent Hill inspired ambient videos on YouTube, which are pleasant to fall asleep to. Some of those vibes, very isolated, very cold production. This kind of album, I'm very surprised they decided to drop in the summer, because it's not summer vibes, but I respect it. I respect it. I mean, I respect that, Yachty being, as mainstream as he is, committing to a more ambient direction. I mean, you never see that. I'm sure a lot of people within hip hop are going to praise this, because it'll be their first time seeing a lot of electronic and watery, spatial ambient music with no tempo. I think it's great that they're, introducing this and, bringing it back into, the public. So, I mean, I think it's a great thing that they're doing this. I think that there's a lot of meaning to that song, but I think that there's also a lot more that we could have done with it. I think, them kind of coming together, harmonizing, was actually such a beautiful moment. And I'm saddened that that's only happened once and we're halfway through the record. So let's get into number 6 now, which is Missing Man.
Missing man, selfish with your time.
What are you doing?
Don't ever know what you do with internally no way. If your truth takes lies. Nobody wants the job, they just want all the glory days. Missing man, you just. And it feels like no one cares. I'll probably be the missing man. Hidden like the fees. I am no longer whole. I have broken down to pieces. No need to fill out a missing report. I am useless.
Once again, Lil Yachty Lil Yachty coming at us with the confidence. Listen, it's no coincidence that the only times that Lil Yachty's high-pitched vocals sound good is when it's being absolutely drowned out by the production. I like the melodic moment from Lil Yachty at the end of that song, but the opening to that was just rough. To me, that was just rough. And let's just see where this keeps on going. Track number 7 is Twice. The hey sound effect.
Baby, count twice. If you count on me, baby. If you count on me, baby, count twice. Count on me, count on me, count on me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Equation, you don't need to tell me twice. If you count on me, baby, count on me, baby, count on me, baby, count twice, baby, count twice. If you count on me, need to tell me twice.
Okay.
Why this hesitation? Only give us wrong, so
I never tell a soul. The negatives will never come to light. This ain't film. Keep that low. Yeah. All smiles, baby. Even when it ain't, cause that's on us. You think they shit don't stink? Fuck 'em.
why this hesitation? Only give us wrong, so
That second part was cooking. Were you trying to channel like a was Yachty trying to channel like an internal Andre 3000? They think their shit don't stink too. Like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Why is that in the song? I remember he did that. He did that spoken word shit on Let's Start Here, but at least it was its own separate thing. At least it was its own separate track. And like I said, the first half of that would have actually been really good if those hey wasn't in the mix. I don't know whose idea that was. They need to be fired.
hanging outside, hanging outside. The story unfolds.
Cataract eyes, I've been blinding my bitch. Dumping that walk in that cup, I ain't pour out no tricks. I was trying to get high as a bitch. I'm trying
Okay.
to holes to the ends. Set up a screen on some twins. I'm up. My best eye, baby. I show you the world. I show you my life. I show you the life of my lens. I show you our twin turbo bands. I show you what burgers look like for your friends. Our female friends are swallowers. You know you can't pretend that it just don't bother your soul.
Yes.
I'm not Jackson, you hate it, beloved, you hate it, cause you can't control it, beloved, cause I ain't no pussy, and baby, that's just how it goes.
Yes, keep going.
You live in LA, but I live in Atlanta. Sometimes I wish you had connections with Santa. I wish you could hop on a sleigh and come straight down my pole. I tell her. What's the story?
See, this is what I mean. Give the drums some fucking room. Oh, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Jesus Christ, Yachty made that shit his bitch. I'd love to see him try again in the future already. I'd love to see him try again in the future. We still have 2 more songs, and I hope some of them feature more Yachty rapping because his flow on that was crazy. He was not stopping either. Just a consistently great song, and I love it. I love the sample usage in that as well, and I love how kind of gritty and messy the electronic was. Let's get into 9 now, which is Run Away from the Rabbit.
Unexplainable habits, so close I'll grab it. Run away from the rabbit, I know what I need. potential.
Things are looking up, and I'm not sure I believe in love. It may break us up.
Blind me. Unleash your true potential.
Oh, I love their vocal. I love the verses, but I hate this chorus.
Just surrender to wherever it takes you. Unexplainable habits from the rabbit we run. A guarantee from you, one will play.
I love the message of that. I feel like sometimes a chorus is just doing a little bit too much, but I thought it was good. Didn't blow me away for I think what it was trying to do.
The red carpet. It's a miracle we're here to start it up again. Red carpet. You version of me that you see.
All of my mistakes were made under a microscope. I guess my fault. My late night thoughts make it hard to sleep.
What is this flow?
Red carpet. I never wanna walk it as long as I'm enough for you. That's enough for me.
It's like you want to give us this production in the beginning of the song that's so dark, it's so deep, like this bass is from hell, and you're gonna sing like that over it. Like what? Like why are we singing so high? Can we tone it down a little bit? Can we like go to like a more like monotone level? Like I've heard Yachty's like deeper singing, like it's better, but I don't know, this is just like a strange project to me. You know, I didn't really find any of this mind-blowing to me, unfortunately. Would it be mind-blowing to me if I strictly listened to hip-hop? But I love when any other artist in hip-hop goes in a different direction that's not. Yes. But I do think that I am going to end up liking this. I mean, I think that this is essential for Yachty's growth as an artist, so I think it's going to be fun to look back on, and I think that he is only growing, and I have to admire that he wants to collaborate with someone like James Blake, because this does seem like a Yachty album more than a James Blake album. This seems like more of a favor from James Blake's part. Obviously, it's daring for a hip hop artist to go into a different direction, but for James, it's not really anything crazy. I just would have liked some crazy sounds on here. Like there were some sounds on Let's Start Here that, even looking back on it now after listening to a bunch of different genres, are still crazy to me, and it's still crazy that Yachty went as hard as he did on a lot of those songs. The main thing I'm lacking here is the amount of risk taking that Yachty took on the last project. I think the second half of Twice was really good. Transport Me was great. In Gray was also pretty decent as well. I think it's just hard to enjoy a lot of these songs when they're both coming at us with the exact same energy and vocal sounding, because it's just like, why have both of you on there anyways if you're just gonna do the same shit? Yeah, that's what I gotta say. I believe that they should go at it again. I believe that they should try again, but just take more risks this time. Do more hip hop inspired stuff. Do more fusions instead of just trying to dive into this whole ambient electronic thing as a whole. Anyway, shoot me your recommendations down in the comments. I love and appreciate you. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to. All right, Shout out to Yachty for, bringing this kind of genre back to the mainstream. Hopefully people find more about artists such as Brian Eno, Boards of Canada, and other artists as well. Burial as well. Shout out to them. Someone said that also that this reminded them of Aphex Twin. I didn't get that at all. But yeah, have a good one.